about our Father's business. Grind mode, filled with this Holy Spirit. That's a cheat code. Holiness the standard. We never fold. We about to make a scene episode about our Father's business.
Yo, we are back. Episode 34 of season 3 of the Not the Same Podcast, hosted by this one word, C-Micah, and that one word, Rob Redeem, somewhere. I don't know what this one word is, man. But hey, hosted by him, man. He not here today. He'll be back next week. But we're back for another Not the Same Podcast. Not the Same Podcast. I don't know if it's music and faith show or whatever, man. But it's Not the Same Podcast. And we is absolutely glad you are here. Please do me a favor and do what you see on the screen right now as we get started. Number 1, hit that like button. Number 2, hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed to Not the Same Podcast. And lastly, hit the notification bell so you will be notified when we are live as we are right now. I want to do a quick shout out to all our rebroadcasters of the Not the Same Podcast, the MTMV Podcast Network, RYC Praise, His Hop Radio and Podcast Network, Parable Radio, Kingdom Now Network, and man, I don't know, all of them. And if you would like to be a rebroadcaster of Not the Same Podcast, please send us an email at notthesamepodcast@gmail.com, and we will consider your queries. If you do not come with no foolishness or no tomfoolery or no goofiness, we will consider working with you, man. And also, if you come with that bread, I am just kidding. But if you want to, you can. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, man. So we are glad to be here, man, once again for another Not the Same Podcast. Like I say, music and faith show, Not the Same Podcast. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for my wife being in the chat there. She's supporting. But yeah, man, listen, man, without further ado, man, we'll go ahead and see what is good. Let's get to it, to what is good.
What's good?
Robert Dean, my brother, for another mother like my homie Larry Rogers on the west side. Some say it's the best side, but I dwell in the Midwest, so be careful on the west side of St. Louis. Matter of fact, you better tuck in your chain, man. My brother was good. Well, my brother is me, but what's good for me, man, is that last night was the first time I've ever did the whole podcast by myself. Now, I've done 10 minutes by myself because Rob internet be interneting sometimes and it kind of messed up or whatever. But last night was the first time, man. I think it went kind of well. So that's what's good with me. That is the main what's good. By the end of the show, bro, I lost my whole voice. And that thing came back in the morning because of this great Kangen water. If you know, you know. But it's some good water. So that's what's good with me. If there's anything good going on with you, let me know in the chat right quick. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what is good with you. Also, what's good? I finished this work day, man. Look, man, it was a crazy day at work. It seemed like I've been having a lot more of those crazy days. You know, you wake up and you think you're going to have just this normal routine day, and then you get to work and all type of Hades break loose, man. Today we had something, a cyber attack on some finances and stuff. Not mine, but the company's. And, boy, it'll wake you up, dog. You know what I'm saying? It'll wake you up, dog. Hey, D, good to see you, sis. Glad to see you sliding through. But, yeah, man, that cyber attack, it do something different to you, man. Make you clutch your pearls, as the old people say, man. Somebody tried to send a very, very big charge through my business company's bank account. And, bruh, you know, I'm glad that it didn't go through because that would have been bad for your boy, for your company, for my job and all that, man. Hey, so as a way of reminder, man, the What's Good segment, hey, man, watch your cyber spending. Watch what you do online because these lurkers out here trying to really, really mess up your bank account and take all what you get because they sure try to do it to my job. But glory to Jesus, there was a ram in the bush called canceling your account. You know what I'm saying? So we had to switch up some things. So that was a rough thing for today. But at the end of the day, man, it was a good day. I'm happy. I'm glad to be back with y'all, man. And I'm excited to get into the hot topic. I'm excited to go and get through this show. You know what's good with my let's see. D said it. They got her. She had to close our account. See, same thing my job had to do, sis. Wifey say she's starting back her cooking show. Listen, if you love to cook, my wife will be starting a cooking show tentatively. We don't know what day it's going to be on yet. We trying to figure it out, but very soon, very soon, she will have a cooking show where she will be cooking live over the air. And she's a heck of a cook. I'm a censor myself, but she's a great cook, man. It's one of the great qualities of my young lady, of my wife of 24 years. You know what I'm saying? She's a very good cook, but she's gonna start her cooking show back. Honestly, man, quick story. The reason Not the Same Podcast exists is because of my wife's cooking show. Because she started this cooking show right as the pandemic started. And she got it going. She had a friend, homie Never, down there in Florida. They used to do this show. And they was doing this show and they was cooking. I was producing the show for her, in the background, pushing the buttons. You feel what I'm saying? And I was doing all that. I was like, man, she having a good time. This ain't that hard. And I was like, you know what, man, me and Rob should talk about some sports. And birthed from my wife's cooking show, which was called Best of Both Worlds, which is still presently called Best of Both Worlds, birthed the Not the Same Podcast. So that's a little history, man, that y'all did not know. That show was birthed from my wife being obedient and starting the show with her homie, Never, who was a Hispanic young lady, and they was cooking different type of foods and getting it in. And because I was doing the background work, helping my wife, I learned how to do the podcast thing. And then I took off with the Not the Same Podcast. So, hey, we got shirts and logos and all that. We owe it all to you, wifey. What we owe it all to you. So before we even get going, salute to the wife, man. We wouldn't have been here without her. You feel me? All right, man, without further ado, man, we're going to hold up and wait and get into the hot topic for the night. Look, I'm going to need your help tonight. Look, my homeboy, Rob, I always say shout out to all my sneaker peekers, all you people, and if you don't want to be called a sneaker peeker, you silent partners. But listen, with your sneaking peeking sales, I need you to do something you ain't never did before tonight because I have no help. I have my brother is not with me. He's on vacation right now. So you sneaker peekers, you going to have to talk tonight to help your boy out. So I don't lose my voice. Now I ain't gonna lose my voice, but I'm kidding. I'm being silly. Hello, Amy Moby. Good to see you, fam. Appreciate you sliding through. All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into the hot topic for the night, man. I think it's a good one. Let's get it.
Hot topic.
All right, as you know, our hot topic talks about what's going on right now in the world. Presently, you know what I'm saying? We try to come from it, or comment or attack it from a biblical stance. So the Trump administration bans the use of race/sex data in federal hiring. How do we feel about that? Once again, the Trump administration bans the use of race/sex data in federal hiring. How do we feel about this? Or how do we feel about that? So obviously I'll go first, man. What I feel about this, I actually don't think this is a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? Because every time you try to fill out an application or something, or you do something online to try to get you a job, you get to the end and it say, what is your race? And it's African American, Asian American, white American, whatever. You got all these areas. And then you got to put in whether you're a male or female, or, some of them even have, some religious practices. I mean, religious selections on there or whatever, man. And a lot of things that Trump do gets a lot of negative attention. I ain't too mad about this one, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a candidate should be chosen based on the fact of, are they a valuable candidate? You feel what I'm saying? Are you actually qualified for this job? And as well, also, if you have an interview, how well do you interview? Because, you can be highly qualified for a job and be a terrible interviewer. A terrible person in an interview. You don't know how to talk. You don't make good eye contact. You know what I'm saying? You sit there with your head all down. You talk on your breath all like this or whatever like that, and you can mess around. You can't get the job, even though you can be, highly qualified, or you can be overqualified. But what this takes out, especially if you don't have a super Afrocentric name, like my name is Chris Morris, government name. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if I'm black or white by just reading my name. Now, if my name is Roshika or Deontay Jackson, they don't have a good idea that Deontay Jackson probably ain't no white guy. It's going to be a black guy. But for some of us that has these neutral names like I do, this is great. Now, I'm not in the market for looking for a job, and I pray I never will be again. I think I'm pretty settled where I'm at when it comes to the job status. But as for people who are in a job market and they're trying to get a new job and all that, man, sometimes people get discriminated just by what race they check, black or white or Asian or whatever. They may be like, well, we don't like Asians. And you can do that. And I think this cuts out the biases. Now, I think because this kind of goes inside the DEI thing and segment of what's going on in the world. I think this is a good example of not using it. You know what I'm saying? Because I think you should be hired on the premise on what you are or not. Premise of how you stack up for that job. If you have the good qualifications for this job, then you should be hired, especially if you have the experience, you have time within the career field or whatever. I think you should be able to get this job. But if you just off the street and you don't have the qualifications, then you shouldn't get the job. But I don't think it should have nothing to do with your race. I fully think that is just totally wrong. If you bring in any point of race or your sex, like, I only want man for this job. Now, there's some jobs that you would think that's only for man. Like, we used to think that construction was only for man. I drive around the city all the time. I see women doing construction. They got the hard hats on. I seen women went out there with the pile drivers, doing that. A lot of jobs may not be only for one race. It may seem like it'd be better for another race, but it may not. Not race. I'm sorry. Job may not be for only one gender. It may seem like it's better for this gender or not for this gender, but there's some strong ladies out here nowadays. I've seen plenty of women doing construction. I've seen plenty of women doing what we would call manual labor on roofs and everything. So if they so choose to do it, dope, cool. Like, I think the people that should get jobs are the ones that are qualified. Now, I know favor kind of supersedes qualifications sometimes. If you're a believer, favor can open up some doors that your job and your particular status don't open up. I get all that. But after that, though, you should be able to be qualified, and you shouldn't have to look at, okay, that's a woman, she can't get it. Or that's a woman, she can't get this promotion. That's trash. So in that sense, I don't think this is too bad of a deal. That's what I think about this. What do y'all think about it? Y'all let me know. Hit up, as they say, beat up the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. But in my opinion, man, I don't think this is a bad deal for anybody for Trump to move that off the applications and stuff like that, because, it can bring in bias for, sometimes people, we have unknown biases. And what I mean, you don't recognize you have a bias. It'd be like, okay, that's a good young sister, and I want to help this sister get this job. And then you can get a bias and bring somebody in that may not be qualified, or vice versa. This is another young gentleman like me. I want to bring him in, and the bias come in. It should just come in off qualifications. My brother Crispy said, surprised it took Trump to do this. Not everyone is fast, and most folks aren't comfortable. I shouldn't even read that. Crispy. You stupid. All right. D says, working in the airport, I see a lot of women pilots. Absolutely, sis. Absolutely. You see a lot of people, like I say, you see a lot of women in jobs that we used to think were only for men. So I think there's a lot of diversity in these jobs. And I just think a woman shouldn't be hired just because she's a woman, and a dude shouldn't be hired just because he's a dude. He should be hired because he's qualified. He should be hired because he's qualified. Crispy, you really I almost went through that whole thing and said this live on air. Brother, I thought you was my brother. I thought you was my brother. That's hilarious, though, for real. But nah, man, I think, like I say, looking at this question, man, I don't think it's a bad thing that Trump did this, honestly. Because, like I said, it takes away the bias, the opportunity for bias just by reading what's on the paper. They read on the paper and like, man, this dude seemed really qualified. He did this. Okay, this is good. He got 2 years of experience in this area. This is good. He's black. I don't want him in there. He's white. Our company is mostly black. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? You should be able to take that out the way. You should be able to bring him in, interview him or her, and see like, okay, look, I may have thought this person ain't good for this, but now after this interview, I'm going to give them the job. I think that's how that's supposed to work. So I think this is very, very good. Wifey says, we all have bias. I have bias towards housekeepers. That's my preference. She's silly. But you know what I'm saying? So, but it's a true point in the first thing my wife said. We all have biases. We all do. So I think taking that out is not a bad thing. I know we always want to machine gun and just poop on everything Trump does. I don't think this here is particular bad. Now, taking away a lot of the monthly activities, Black History Month, Asian Heritage Month, trying to take away all that, I ain't really with all that. But this thing here, this right here, I don't think it's too bad, honestly, man. Yeah. And I think that's that on that, man. Now, look, I'm not going to linger on topics because it's just me. And, hey, if y'all ain't got nothing on it, it's cool. I feel you. Look, if you got a job, glory to be to God. Glory. If you have a job, glory be to God. Do what you got to do to keep it, man. I know times are rough. I know times are stressful. I get it. You know, there's all these new things coming in every single day. If you watch the news, you hear something new that's terrible. You hear about inflation. You hear about, you know, the price of eggs going to $10 or whatever it may be, and it can be very discouraging, man. But let me encourage you with this, man. If you got a job, keep your job. Do what you got to do to keep your job. And not what I don't mean kissing butt to everybody. I'm just talking about doing your job with excellence and doing it well. And don't allow yourself to get discouraged because things are hard and things are difficult. It's life. Things are hard and things are difficult, man, but keep going and do not quit. All right, man, we're going to hold up and wait. We're going to get into the first video for tonight, man. So let's hold up and wait.
Hold up. Hey.
Now, let me pause this. We have a video by DKG Kai, and it's called The Lord Is Here. Here we go.
Lord is here tonight. And his name is Jesus.
H-E-A-V-Y, that's how I'm stepping in. Kai, is you preaching or you rapping? I guess that depends. They can't pray for me, then let me kick it with my other friends. Cardi's on my face, I see through demons with my other lens. Come up to the door, I give them Bible, thank you, come again. God was calling, had to pick it up, I couldn't run again. Church started 10, I'm on the way, you catch me running in. Confused, cause I'm blowing up with God, but that's just what it is. Speed away from sin, I'm... Alright, speed away from sin, I'm out of breath cause I'm a fast dude. Real man of God, you know I pray, plus I fast too. Raise my hand when I talk to God, like what the class do. I can't get caught up in my chains, it's not about the will, I'm whipping sin. I had to introduce him to my belt, had to turn around, forgot my Bible, left it on the shelf. Ate the daily bread, had leftovers, but now there's nothing left. The Lord is here tonight, and all my dog is getting active. The Lord is here tonight, we praising God and we ain't acting. The Lord is here tonight, I keep a Bible, no I'm packing. The Lord is here tonight, we praying good, this ain't no magic. The Lord is here tonight, we popping out, I'm finna act the fool. Use the Bible blick just like a wrench, bro, pass the tool. In children's church at 7, got straight A's, but I ain't passing school. Y'all be under preachers who ain't preaching, my pastor cool. Shorty said she prayed for me this morning, she be talking good. Yes, I'm saved, not soft, let's get that understood. Preaching at the church, I hit up Austin, time to hit the hood. Start calling demons out by name, I really think I should. Yeah, if I'm talking about pride, I can't go for the fall. Lust, I really beat it twice, I think I want it all. Entering this courts of praise today, I think I want a ball. Shh, I'm casting out these demons, please don't get involved. Alright, yeah, just like an exorcist. Did you talk to God today? Let's see your messages. The world be screaming more till they sin, I'm screaming less of it. Get a bag and then I put it in the church cause I invest in it. The Lord is here tonight and all my dog is getting active. The Lord is here tonight, we praising God and we ain't acting. The Lord is here tonight, I keep a Bible, no I'm packing. The Lord is here tonight, we praying good, this ain't no magic. Woo!
All right, that song's called The Lord Is Here by DKG Kai. What I thought about the video, it seemed like it was a street video, you know, one of them guerrilla joints where they doing it real fast. The song, like my wife said, the bass was basing on that thing. I kind of enjoyed the song. This dude has his own particular style, and I guess I forgot the word it's called, drill. You know, he has a drill style, and he's young, he energetic. And I like the song, man. If you want to put that on your playlist, that's called The Lord Is Here by DKG Kai. Like I said, I enjoyed the video. It's pretty good. It was clean. The song was clean. The mix was clean. You know what I'm saying? The whip was clean. The whole thing was clean, man. But nah, I enjoyed it, man. Once again, if you did not hear me, DKG Kai, and it's called The Lord Is Here. Let's get into our music segment. Music segment. In the song creation process, who do you think is the most valuable? The songwriter, producer, or the artist/performer? Once again, in the song creation process, who do you think is the most valuable? The songwriter, producer, or the artist/performer? My thoughts on this here. Now, I've only been two of these. Well, I've been all three, actually. But most of my life, I've been two of these, the songwriter or the artist and performer. I recently became a producer. And after doing all three most of my life, I think for you to, if you ain't got that beat, you ain't got nothing. That's what I'm going to say. You can have a great song and a bad beat, and a great song ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? You have a great performer, and you have a great performer that can deliver a song very good, but the beat ain't right, it ain't going nowhere. So for me personally, I think it's the producer, because as someone who wasn't always a producer, I used to always try to find the best producer and find the best beat I could before I even wrote the song. Now, I know a lot of my friends, they write songs. What up, Hagens? Yeah, this is a perfect question for you, bro. Once again, question for the music segment. In the song creation process, who do you think is the most valuable, the songwriter, producer, or the artist/performer? Like I just said, I believe it's the producer. Now, I've been a songwriter and I've been an artist and performer most of all of my musical career. Just recently, I became a producer. And I just think a production is just so important because you can have a great song and a bad beat and the song is not great. Instantly, the song will not be great without a right beat. I think the beat is the meat and everything of the song. I think the artist is the one who brings things to life. Now, you can have a great beat and a bad artist, and the song ain't going too far neither. But you can do a little something. I think if you put in football terms, man, I think having a great beat is almost having like a great defense. You can win a whole lot with a great defense in football. You know what I'm saying? You can do a lot of things, but that artist and performer is a great offense. You know what I'm saying? And the songwriter is like the coach. So that's what I think in my mind, man. Like I said, I normally been the songwriter and the artist performer, but I would think the producer is the most important. Hagen, I know Hagen is producer, so he say producer hands down, but then he also says producers usually can do all three of those. Yeah, a lot of producers can sing as well because they'll sing while they're making the beats, and that's even a whole nother level. I think the artist is important in this sense, though. There's a lot of great producers didn't take off till they had some great artists performing on their songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Timbaland is an outstanding producer, but Timbaland is also outstanding because when he came out, he had a Missy Elliott messing around on them beats. You know what I'm saying? And then he was rapping and stuff, and he had Magoo and all them, and he had Aaliyah as well, singing on a lot of those beats, and I think they even brought him out, and then it showed his range, and then he started messing with all other genres because that dude is a great producer. So I think it even like Pharrell, Pharrell and the Neptunes, that was his producer group called the Neptunes. They had this particular sound, the way they made music, and artists was coming to them for that sound. Pharrell does other types of beats, but he had that Neptune sound that was real futuristic. You know, they was real spacey type dudes. You know what I'm saying? They was kind of weird guys, nerdy guys. I think they was called Nerd, N-E-R-D. That was their whole little clique. There were artists and everything with that, and they had their own sound. And I think as well, Pharrell is a great artist, but he's a great producer first. Even Kanye, right? Kanye, now we think, Kanye a crazy dude. We need to pray for Kanye. But as an artist, Kanye came in as a producer. He got signed to the Rock mainly as a producer, and he had to fight for himself to become an artist because they knew him as a producer. They wanted them soulful beats that he was making back at that time. But he's also a great artist. I think but Kanye's greatest attribute is that production, for me personally. Hagen also say that's the difference between producer and a beat maker. Beat makers just make beats. Producers actually produce songs. That is a very, very good point. That is very, very good point because producing a song, and what he means by that is that like they in there while they recording the song. That's a producer. You feel what I'm saying? He ain't just gave you the beat and just dipped out. He at the studio with you and executing that vision he had for that song to come out. He said, I thought the exact same thing, thought about Kanye the exact same time you said his name. I feel you, bro. I mean, because Kanye, he's known for being this great artist, but if you study this dude came in as a producer. He was a great producer. He was killing these soul beats, and Jay-Z was murdering them joints back in the Blueprint days, and then he got signed, and he fought for himself and became a great artist. I don't think anyone would say Kanye is a great rapper. He ain't a great lyricist, but he do make hits. And I think that's the range for a producer. They can make them hits because they know what a hit is. They may not be the best rappers. A lot of producers not the greatest rappers. Matter of fact, I don't know. Hey, Hagens, man, you can help me out with this. I don't know who you would call a producer that's great. Well, maybe Q-Tip, a producer that's a high-level rapper, because most producers are not like super, super high-level rappers. They good, but that's not their whole lane. Like Jay-Z, he's known for being a rapper. I think he probably threw a couple of beats together before, but he's not known for that. He's known for them lyrics and bars. But I don't know a whole lot of them that's just equally high-level producer as equal-level rapper or lyricist. I don't know many like that. Maybe you do. Anybody in the chat may know that, but I'm not really sure of anyone like that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Hagen says producer might tell you need a feature on this song to take it out to the next level. Or throw you lyrics or hooks. Yeah, I agree with that, man. You know the sad part, me as an artist, man, I probably had 90% beat makers. I've had very few producers. I think I had maybe 2 that actually like wanted to hear the song when I came back with it, and then was like, yo, I think you should do this. Because we weren't in the same city, so we couldn't be in the studio at the same time. But they really wanted to hear what happened with the song, and it was like, bro, I think this is good, but you should do this. It's just my opinion. So I would really appreciate that, but I haven't had many, as Hagen said, like actual real producers. I just haven't, man. He said Kanye is a dope rapper lyrically. Okay, I can see that. I guess I was thinking more of like these East Coast super lyricist dudes. You know, like do Talib Kweli, do that man do beats? I think he kind of do beats. I'm not sure. But somebody of that lane that's coming from that angle, you know, I don't know who's that that's like a really producer. But anyway, back to the question at hand. In song creation, who do you think is the most valuable, the songwriter, producer, or the artist? Me and Hagens believe the producer, because I think if you ain't got the beat, you ain't got it. You can have a great song, even with singers like whoever was writing for Whitney Houston or somebody like that. You can have this great, beautiful song, but without that beat, D says, what about Dr. Dre? I think Dr. Dre is a great producer. Number one, he created that whole sound for NWA and many other artists. Eminem, Slim Shady, as they say. You know what I'm saying? He created a whole sound for him. Created a whole sound for a lot of people. Big Crit, self-produced. Okay, that's what's up. Big Crit, yeah, okay. And David Banner, as I'm thinking about, when you said Big Crit, it made me think about the Mississippi artist. And David Banner definitely now, I don't think nobody would call David Banner a lyricist, but he made some hits, though. That boy did make some hits. Back to Dr. Dre. Yeah, Dr. Dre is a great, phenomenal producer, actually. Phenomenal producer. So that's a good call right there, D. But I don't think he's a phenomenal rapper. I think he's just a rapper. You know what I'm saying? And like what Hagen saying, as I'm saying, that Dre didn't write his own lyrics, though. Yeah, I'm sure he don't. When you hear it, don't sound like it. Because when he was on that song with Eminem, he sounded like Eminem. You know, on that Forget About Dre song, they sounded just alike. And that means Eminem wrote that joint for him. So I think the verdict is this. Producer is very important. Now, if I say number 2, probably the songwriter, or maybe producer. I say producer, artist / performer, then the songwriter. Because in hip hop, you know, the song, you know, your song can be deep or it can just be fun. You know, it's not like a songwriter when it comes to ballads and stuff like that, where there's this deep, depth meaning. You can have songs like that in hip hop, but you can have songs that can be absolutely about nothing. If they're beat banging, number one, they hear that, and then the way they're laying them words down and they perform it in a great way, they'll catch a lot of attention too. So, yeah, if I level these or I put these in order, I think number 1, the producer. Number 2, I would have to say the artist / performer, and number 3, I have to be the songwriter. Hagen says J. Cole actually produced a bunch of his own stuff as well. Yeah, I think he was really known for that when he first came out, producing a whole lot of stuff. And he's a very lyrical dude. I think he's a very, very high-level rapper, J. Cole. Yeah, so I think that would be a great example of what I was thinking about. Yeah, but to wrap this up, man, my opinion, producer is number 1 by far, and then artist, and then number 3, the songwriter. All right, man, we're going to hold up and wait and get to the last video for the night. Hold up and wait and get to the last video for tonight.
Hold up. Hey.
This video is by 1K Few called Aretha.
Lord Almighty, my life is karate. This weekend is coming, I teach you how Friday. Pray for somebody. When I hear choppers and coppers and robbers, I pray for somebody. Daddy, we like to party, we turn to the city. But I woke up this morning, jumped straight out the bed and prayed. Got to the plug, he showed me love. Thanking the Lord I made. ball out, double A, found a 4 bitch, championship ring. And I got a brand new bust down. Every time I look at my wrist, it's Aretha Franklin. And she gon' sing. Respect, can I just get a little respect? I ain't gon' lie, I need that. I ain't tryna go that heat head. Nowadays ain't no respect. And them lactose can't take my cheese. Never gon' lie, but ain't tricking me. Better get somebody else. Pull off the lights, skirting off real fast. Show out a lot, so it ain't gon' last. Show out a lot, boy, Roscoe dash. Better get somebody else. Run from the cops and I went out and said. Straight off the block, had to stack my cash. Put off the brake, had to hit a little gas. I don't even care if they talking about me. I don't even care, leave them all on risk. Kill with the gang like it is. Can't hold down on the floor like Fred. Nowadays ain't no respect. Nowadays ain't no. I don't know what y'all got. I woke up that morning, jumped straight out the bed and prayed. Talk to the plug, pray for my thugs. Word on the street, that trap house got raided. Heard it went down in the spot on the west side, Martin Luther King. Tryna stay woke, you ain't got no dream. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, do you know what that mean? Respect, can I just get a little respect? I ain't gon' lie, I need that. I ain't tryna go that heat head. Nowadays ain't no respect. And them lactose can't take my cheese. Never gon' lie, but ain't tricking me. Better get somebody else. Better get somebody else. Better get somebody else.
All right. That was Respect. I mean, my bad. That was Aretha by 1K Few. And my thoughts on that video, I don't know why that joint reminded me of the movie Sinners. I don't know where that came from. I guess it's the black and white. I really liked it, though. It was cool, man. Like, it was different for me. Like, the whole first verse, you never saw 1K Few. And I thought that was dope. You know what I'm saying? The whole first verse, we never saw this dude. And then I liked the part, too, when they were saying his verse. And then, like, he was rapping the whole part. But it was like him, and then old buddy to the left of him started rapping. The old girl at the bar, she was walking, and she was rapping his part. I think that was very dope, too. So my thoughts on that video, that was cool. That was Aretha by 1K Few. It was a clean video. It was a cool concept to me. Different from 1K Few. 1K Few always come with the vibe, so I got to salute to him. I'm laughing at Hagen's way. He said, I got to go back and watch the Hot Topic. I ain't expect to be on video number 2 at 6:30. Brother, that's what happens when you by yourself, dog. That's what happens. But yeah, man, once again, that was Aretha by 1K Few. Check it out. Put it on your playlist. All right, man, one more thing before we get up out of here. Have you ever thought I really enjoy what these guys are doing with this podcast? How can I help? How can I support them? How can I be a blessing? Number one, I'm going to need you to do this thing, what you see on the screen. Number one, hit that like button. Number 2, hit the subscribe button if you have not subscribed to the Not the Same Podcast. And lastly, hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we are live as we is right now. Also, if you want to be a financial blessing, man, hit that cash sign to Not the Same Podcast or go to www.notthesamepodcast.com/support. We will really appreciate it. Also, man, pray for us. We need it, dog. Trust me. We need it. You know what I'm saying? We got real lives out here. My brother Rob on vacation somewhere, some parts unknown. Pray for him to make it back safely. But now on a serious note, he'll be back next week. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Not the Same Podcast. I know it was a little bit short or slow, but hey, I had to do what I had to do, man. But on that note, man, I appreciate y'all. My name is C-Micah. I'm out. We'll see y'all next week.
About our Father's business, crime mode. Filled with this Holy Spirit, that's a cheat code. Holiness the standard, we never fold. We about to make a scene episode about our Father's business.